Welcome to Sad Boyz podcast.
About Anastasia?
Feelings.
All right, another
Things.
Jacob.
Also,
Woo! Welcome to Sad Boyz podcast with how the hell are you?
I am fine.
We love you.
I'm okay, but I'm leaving tomorrow to go to Magic Con. So if you're watching this on Friday,
Nerd. I hit it with a cough.
why do you have to say it louder? You're not hiding it. You're saying it so loud.
Fuck you.
No, wait, that's not even an insult. What did I do to you?
Chew. I'll kill you, man.
I'll chew. So going to Magic Con if you're watching this on Friday, as we call it.
Who's we?
TGIF, am I right, everyone? And
He's crying.
TGI Fridays is a stupid name.
The restaurant.
Are they just Fridays? Did they compromise?
Is this like when KFC was
no,
like,
this-
we're no longer Kentucky Fried Chicken, we're simply known as KFC?
Fried chicken.
Oh, it is
They
still.
are TGI Fridays.
It's still TGI Fridays, but they just made the TGI so small you cannot see it.
I don't like
Yeah.
being told when to go somewhere.
Beer cheese and beer cheese. Okay, guys,
Guys, relax.
let's chill.
You know what's funny? So I actually know the history of Fridays.
So I will just interject briefly and say we had a meeting, you and me, yesterday, and we were talking about how like the team of Sad Boyz is going to become part of the lore, and that's fun, you know, that's like a grand old time. And I said, yeah, sometimes we'll throw to you, and then you'll give the most obscure anecdote. Like a trip you took to Wakanda or something. He's like, how? What do you mean?
I have like a full like.
I remember when I was on Apollo 10.
Yeah.
But so Fridays was what's called a Fern bar, which is something that was popular in the 70s as like a
FERN?
FERN because
TGIF?
it was decorated with ferns and stuff.
Oh.
And
Like how Pizza Hut used to have a salad bar.
kind of, yeah. So a fern bar is
You could call it decorated with ferns and salad.
Yeah.
they were popular in the 70s and 80s as like a place for singles to go and like meet.
All right, I'm
hang out.
listening.
All right, TGI.
And there's a movie called Cocktail with Tom
Oh, yeah.
Cruise.
He's throwing bottles.
And so that is kind of working off of this Fern bar idea. And the Fern bar was started by the first TGI Fridays, which was in New York.
A Fern bar.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like, it's safe. There's food there.
Safe?
It's not. Well, because the
Thank God
opposite
it
would
is.
be a dive bar where it's very dark.
Fern
No
bars were
plants.
frequently talked of disparagingly as singles bars where individuals would go to hit on men or women for sexual hookups.
Unlike a dive bar.
This
A
image
chaste dive bar.
was common in the 1980s, despite the fact that many people attended these bars after work. Typical drinks served included wine spritzers, lemon drop martinis, frozen daiquiris, Harvey Wallbangers.
Oh, yeah. Harvey Wallbanger is.
Or it's a singles bar.
Okay, no, of course you know.
Yeah, it was there.
It's
Me
a
and Harvey put
cocktail.
that together.
Harvey Wallbanger is a cocktail that was invented by an advertising company.
Wait, I just realized you could just always be lying. I mean, you know these things.
thing
You
is,
could-
though, I pull up the Wikipedia article and like it checks out.
Fuck.
It's like an Anastasia, by the way, cannot see the screen.
I can't see this.
So like she just knows, like, oh, editors, A stars.
No, but yeah, there was a little drawing of a little surfer dude where it's like he drank so many of these he banged his head into
there-
the wall.
Oh my God,
He looks
there
like
he
Peter
is.
Griffin. Wait,
Wow,
scroll
that's a
up.
really bad drawing.
Wow, it's so bad. Wait a second, he's teeth posing.
What? He looks miserable. I don't
What
want
the
to drink
fuck?
this.
Wait a second. Harvey Wallbanger is the name.
Surfing's my game.
And I can be made.
I can be created
And then
by
then
God.
at the bottom it says 6 ounces of orange juice, 1
Oh.
ounce vodka, stir with ice.
That's the drink?
Isn't
That's not very
I think
impressive.
it has one other thing in it.
yeah,
Wow.
maybe
It's
cut off at the bottom here.
Ooh.
Yeah, wait, can we scroll up to what's in it?
But this was I can't
Oh, a
remember
cherry.
which
It's a variant of a screwdriver. Okay, because I was gonna say it's got
Galliano.
Mm.
So it was the
Right on.
advertiser worked for Galliano, and Galliano was like, "How do we get people to drink more Galliano?" And it's like, "Well, let's make a hip cocktail."
Surfing.
But doesn't that? I feel like that happens a lot, and it doesn't take off to the point where it's listed on the Wikipedia page. Though it does. It is the odd one out because the
So-
other
I feel like syllables are getting in the way of the Harvey Wallbanger.
is the guy who created this Antone, because it says Antone is also credited with the Freddy Fudpucker.
Oh yeah,
This
that's
man
the
needs to be jailed.
Freddy Fudbugger. That's the game where you're doing like a security video and like
oh my
the
god.
fast bear.
Yeah, it was the cocktail itself is credited to 3-time world champion mixologist Donato Duke Antone.
Pardon?
How did he become a? It's a orange juice and vodka, dude. What do you mean award-winning?
Well, at the
It has
time,
Galliano in it.
it was all
Yes.
like mead and prison wine. So him coming along with orange juice, people were like, whoa,
Oh,
was
okay.
great.
It was invented in 1952.
before booze.
After a surfer frequenting Antone's Black Watch bar on Sunset Strip.
Whoa. Keeping an eye out, don't let them in.
Oh, apparently it could be a fabrication.
Oh.
No.
By Anastasia Vico.
Wow, it's like apparently up for debate. Like spirits writer Robert Simonson goes so far to say no sane person ever believed that story.
This is a little spicy.
But I kind of
Who cares?
believe-
Relax, man.
I think like because advertisers or like marketing execs had such a big part in this,
Right.
that's why they're like, oh, they were trying to create lore behind it that just didn't exist.
That's fine.
and they hired the world's first artist to draw the surfer.
Yeah, it's actually etched in stone on the side of the pyramids.
Yeah, it's like we need a guy who's a surfer. Is he going to look like a surfer? No.
No.
He has no legs and giant feet.
It is, but he's like hot, right?
No.
Can I just add that I don't drink?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Well, that's
that-
why you're smarter than me. That's why you know things. Your brain hasn't atrophied from IPAs.
By the
And-
way, the top reference in this article says, "Remember Harvey Wallbanger? Man who made drink a hit dies."
No.
They like gave up on that being a fucking headline.
Yeah,
You know, because normally they're like Justin Bieber stuns in new photos or whatever. Remember this guy?
It's dead.
Died.
Just freaking
Yeah, it's
got him.
fucking dead, dude.
Yeah, remember the arrow of time? Got him.
But also maybe say, you know, something nicer than that. Like
Passes.
the
Takes an L.
passing of the mixologist who created Harvey Wallbanger.
Remembering the Wallbanger.
The death of huge liar and story
Um,
maker upper Duke Antoine of Connecticut.
Dude who made a drink, made the wall banger, bangs the wall for the last time because he died. He died a death and he ceased to exist.
Bang
from
the
the
walls
plane of the
up in
living.
heaven.
Yeah.
Loser drink man dies in disgrace. Why are we here? You know what I mean? I feel
How
like it was
did
my
we
fault
get
and I don't
here?
even remember why.
Because
No, we don't have
TGI
to say what.
Fridays.
TGI Fridays. I simply said,
Mm.
wait, scroll up. Sorry, wait, scroll down. Another early Fern bar, also thought to be the original birthplace of the lemon drop martini, was Henry Africa's in San Francisco. There's a bar called Henry Africa.
Were they also on
I
Black Watch?
don't want to look more into
What
that.
the-
I bet
hold on.
it's horribly racist.
Who, by his own account, took the opium den atmosphere out of the saloons.
Oh.
When was this in the 1800s? What are you talking about?
Dude, these names are hilarious. Hobday closed the establishment in 1986 and opened up in Eddie Rickenbacker's.
These are the names every single time if you request that ChatGPT generate a science fiction story or something.
Yeah.
It's always like Clomble of Wapdays was able to activate his Lort Saber.
It sounds like those old SNL bits with Bill Hader where it's like New York's hottest nightclub is called Hobby Rockenbucker.
This guy's not very committed. He keeps closing and reopening. Hobday closed the establishment in 1986 and opened up Eddie Rickenbacker's. Why? What was wrong with the other ridiculous name?
We had other stuff that we were talking about, like or that we were going to talk about.
Oh, the
How
lemon
are
drop
you doing?
cocktail, I think.
How are you doing, Jordan?
Yeah, I'm all right, been better, been worse, etc. I feel like I have gotten to be a little more active house-wise lately. It's nice to focus on DIY things, but there's just still a few bit, I don't know, stuff that I need. There's stuff I have to do related to the UK and my mum's estate and like which doesn't exist. There wasn't anything there. You just have to call all these fucking country services and like councils and stuff and be like, guess who's dead? And it is so. What's crazy is that it's dull, and that feels like a crazy feeling to have. But I have to wait till like England opens, till the saloon, no opium den feeling that's gone.
Yeah,
till the saloon of England opens, and they're just like another waiting time, blah blah blah. And I feel so guilty about not getting that done. That it's tainting what is otherwise stuff I do want to be proud of. The meeting that me and Anastasia had yesterday, and I'm saying it out loud so that I am committed to it, is me jumping back into publishing videos on my channel. And feel confident about it, feel excited about it. I'm building out like a recording space office thing in the spare room at my place. But I think once I get this, I've been putting it off for months, this stuff that I know is the most important thing to do, then things like fixing routine, making the apartment especial, getting into that, I think is more satisfying. I think it's all well said and done when like you do something nice, you clean the apartment or whatever, but when there is the thing floating above, what's that old saying? It's like, Anastasia, your carpet's turning brown, your wallpaper's peeling, and there's a horrible smell in the air. What's the first thing you do? You get out of the house because it's on fire. It looked like that. Where you're like, there's this thing I know I need to do. And I'm like, ooh, it felt nice to do my laundry today, but the house is on fire. Like, I could put the fire out.
Yeah, I definitely feel that.
And I'm sure everyone does. It's, scaled, even if it's not something particularly big. It's like, it's just, I mean, I remember it being homework, and weirdly, that feels more insurmountable. Like, I still get the occasional like, I'm still at college, I haven't finished.
Dude, I always think about how good I would be at school if I was doing it now.
You did good at school.
I know, but I would be even better.
I did so bad at school. I would be better now because of drugs.
Yeah. I was thinking about this recently, how I would eat like a bowl of Fruity Pebbles for breakfast.
Milk?
And then with milk.
Okay, respect.
And then I would go to elementary school and I would crash
how old were you?
so hard.
Oh.
And I'm like, there's things that I know now, just stupid little daily things like that. I'm like, I would have done so much better.
Yeah.
And had like...
You would have got great elementary school grades.
Yeah.
But it's not even that, like... Yeah, I
just
don't
like
know.
feeling better throughout the... Yeah.
Which is not like... I mean, when we talked about the lunchy stuff, that's kind of where I was feeling, where I'm like, well, there's less calories, but that's just...
Yeah.
There's like a lack of education on like food health, and I don't think you should be telling children like the best one to get is the one with less food in it.
Speaking of Lunchly, did you hear the news?
It tastes better than ever.
Yeah.
It's got blue cheese.
Yeah. Actually, they went
technically.
Yeah, they went a little gourmet. Rosanna Pansino, who has talked to a lot of, former workers of Mr. Beast and including one of our friends, and is kind of has been fairly outspoken against Mr. Beast. So you might think that she would be biased when it comes to reviewing Lunchly, but it just so happened that when she did review Lunchly, she opened up the package and has an unedited video of herself opening it because she feared that people would, say something like that. Because I mean, literally, if like there's one person that it's going to happen to, they're not going to believe the person who's, you already don't like Mr. Beast. You know what I mean?
You did it to the Lunchly with radiation.
But by all accounts, I've heard nothing but, in terms of people who, like, I'm not the most familiar with Rosanna's work, but I've like seen her in videos over the years. And from what I've heard from people, that she's just a very upstanding individual.
Yeah. We're one of the biggest fans in this respect that we just haven't seen much of it.
Oh, yeah. No, I just like in terms of like the corners of YouTube crossing over.
It's the same team sports mindset as it can be at any scale. Like people usually talk about like culture war stuff or political, air quotes, bias online, fighting, being like, why would you want healthcare? You're just wanting healthcare to virtue signal because they can't relate to empathy or like care or compassion. They can only relate to getting likes and fighting online.
Yeah.
And it feels like I imagine caring about a cultural war over lunchly. Like, to reply and be like, you faked that. Like, why? I don't care about that, Brad. I'm just reporting the truth.
All right, so let's open these up. Oh man, this packaging. I like that it just says epic ingredients.
I do remember like that box feels so flimsy. I think it's just the size of it, and like because it's probably no different than like the Lunchable box, but the dimensions of it, of the Lunchable box being smaller, make it feel so much more have more structural integrity.
And the weight
like,
of the Prime feels risky.
Like one of these boxes, like it's can't hold a Prime bottle.
Half of it's air.
Yeah,
Like,
but because of the size of it, it's got more, it's got more structure to it.
Doesn't it feel incompatible that there's a Prime in there? Like it feels like it's like a limited edition comes with Prime.
I'm like, I don't understand why they didn't invent Prime pouches like Capri Sun for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Lunchables have a Capri Sun.
Yeah,
Some
they
of
do,
them
but
have a
it's-
Capri Sun, and it doesn't feel that way.
So much
It's
waste.
just like the plastic bottle is heavy.
It's so much for a kid to finish a meal with, too. Like, not just the quantity of it, but like, all right, finished my Lunchable box. I got my little bits of plastic. I'll stick it back in. I got my fucking Prime bottle.
Yeah, you just have
Where do I
it.
put that?
Yeah, you got to put it in your like backpack. The
Back.
the thing is, I'm like wondering if it's like they wanted to have, because it's just more liquid
Yeah.
than because you normally just get like a Capri Sun is 8 ounces.
Yeah, it's tiny.
It's a cup, like and this is like a 12-ounce Prime at least, I think.
yeah, which is big.
Which it's not that it's a problem. It's I'm just thinking about the actual packaging and why it feels so cheap.
These are epic ingredients. Oh wow.
It's huge.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's get this going. Maybe I should open them fully. Let's see here.
And this is the unedited video, so obviously it's like
Here's
that stuff
the
that's
tear.
cut out.
Whoa.
Little hand takes it away.
They must have their own Anastasia.
Yeah.
I feel like Anastasia's hand would take something away in one of my videos.
You're looking at reflection that is Anastasia.
My foot definitely has appeared in a Jarvis Johnson Gold video.
Yeah.
For free?
Oh, I remember that.
I mean, it was covered in a sock.
This one does not say epic ingredients.
Oh. Bad.
That must be
No.
not epic.
And it comes with a Kit Kat.
What?
Oh.
American Kit Kat.
American Kit Kat.
American Kit Kat.
Oh, geez.
that one
okay. And then,
that's
Denise, do we need to
these
save
are
these
Lunchables.
boxes? I don't want to mess them
I
up.
was
for
going to
the-
say, a Capri Sun?
for like,
American Kit Kat.
okay, great.
Get away from me.
Yeah.
Dip in and ketchup.
Oh my gosh.
That happened on the Patreon.
My mom would never let us get these. I always saw people at school with them, and I was like, wow, I wish I had one of those, but my mom would never let us have one, and now I'm like, thank you, Mom.
I relate, except for I had the off-brand ones, where they sell it just as like what's inside the box with no drink, and it's like I don't even remember the name of the brand, but you know what I mean, like
Yeah. What the fuck was I eating in school? I have vague memories of doing.
oh, I didn't eat them at school. I was on free and reduced lunch, so I was eating square pizza, but
My elementary school didn't have like a cafe. It was so little because it's a little hick town. They didn't have like a cafeteria, and I'm trying to remember. Oh, I think I have vague memories of having a little sandwich, and then I would do Simpsons impersonations to my friends in order to, and then they would pay me in like chips or something.
yeah.
That was
I
nice.
do remember seeing just like,
That's like right now. You make joke for food.
I do make joke for food.
I think I remember like the icons of wealth to me were like someone's lunchbox being like having like refrigeration.
Oh,
stuff. And I
yeah.
was like, this is crazy.
A thermos? Are you from space?
Yeah, I was like, it's so funny to think back now.
Mine was branded digestive biscuits, like the McVitie's one, instead of the Tesco.
Oh, yeah.
only. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Which I think has a price differential of like 10 pence.
Right,
I
it's
don't
just like-
think it was worth it.
I know it's just it's just like the privilege of not having to think about it. You know what I mean?
It's like, why would you?
Which is
How
like
could you
now
justify
I'm like
not doing it?
extremely privileged by comparison, and so it's like I think back to a lot of those things like if I buy myself a nice water bottle.
Well,
Wow,
I mean-
look how far we've come.
And you have to account, like, neither of us grew up in California, but if you had to account for California sales tax on doing that kind of stuff, like now, if anything, that's the thing I've been conditioned to not even think about because it is, that's the way it goes.
I remember when I interned out here for the first time, and then I went back to Georgia, and I went into a Chick-fil-A, and for the summer I'd been in California, and I looked at the prices at the Chick-fil-A, and I was like, this is dirt cheap. I was like, in California, everything is so expensive. You mean I can get the sandwich for $2.50 or $2.75 or something like that? It was crazy. And I know the prices have even changed since then. But it wasn't that long ago, and I just remember like the prices being like double at like the same places.
There's a sandwich place. We both know the place that's relatively near a card store we also both enjoy. And sometimes if I'm feeling real dastardly, I will double dip and I'll go and grab my coffee and then look at the price and go like, all right, how many booster packs make this a flat fee?
Mike, what do I do? Do I open them fully? Like put the food on the plate?
Yeah, I think we should.
I mean,
Okay.
Some help do that?
Yeah.
You just have it done, or is
Yeah.
taking it out part of it?
I think how would be the first. Is that the not version? Is that one?
These are molded.
no way.
No way.
Oh my God. Like she's been struck by lightning.
Yeah, these are supposed to be good till December.
She's been frozen.
These are, okay, so these ones are supposed to be good until December, and we just got them from the store.
Yeah, those are the
they're
ones that
supposed to
we
be
had.
good. It
We
says
had
used by December 8th, 2024, and they're,
Did they say October?
That's nuts.
So it's cheese.
Oh, it's just the cheese this morning?
No, but
They don't have nuts in there?
I do not need to run defense of Lunchly, but I do think this is like a manufacturing mistake with the packaging, because the ones that we had weren't moldy. Obviously, we wouldn't have eaten them. But then also, they came like I was shipped them by the people, and they had like an ice pack, and then like that had melted because I didn't go to the PO box for a few days, and we still ate it and it was fine. And so that's just to say that there's an inconsistent, or even like there's more care taken if you're sending them to PR people versus she bought them in the store.
Yeah.
And that's alarming.
It's,
It's very bad, obviously.
I don't know the mechanisms behind like resolving that problem or whatever, but
I only say that, by the way, just because I don't want people to like, there's not like, we're not have an agenda against Mr. Beast because it's like popular to pile on right now.
it's like I don't you keep
It's-
doing stuff I don't like.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just like, this is just a, a obviously bad thing
Yeah.
that is, Christ, guys, get it
Come on,
together.
dude, it's that just that product's continuing to whiff. And we say that with no enema. I've had that chocolate. It's all right, I don't mind
like
the chocolate. It's
I like
fine,
the
it's whatever.
chocolate.
I'm sure the reaction from any parties involved in the production of Lunchly probably reacted very calmly, like normal people. Weren't weird about it, despite being very famous and successful. You know what I mean?
Oh, also, can I just say that like one of my friends was like treated like shit by Mr. Beast, and they like recently came forward
Yeah.
with their story from working there. So it's like I take issue.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But I'm like,
I have absolutely no
I'm
doubts
actually
about it.
working to not be biased.
Yes.
Here. Yeah.
The position of like, funnily enough, I guess like Mr. Beast could almost be on the bingo board on and off because there's been periods where we've talked. I remember way back when we started this kind of era of the show in the old shooting space.
Yeah.
We talked about Jimmy on it was when the curing eyesight
Curing
stuff was
eyesight,
coming
yeah.
out. And it is, I think the best way to describe it were people calling it demonic. Because it's in like the traditional biblical sense where it's like, this is, it's not an argument about right and wrong. It's just straight, it's eerie and uncanny and fucking weird. And it looks like parody of cynical YouTube. And like, this feels similar where it's like, if you wanted to parody YouTube and criticize it in a 30 Rock sketch or something, you would have it be, we made a Capri Sun for kids that's full of rat tails or something.
It's like kind of jumped the shark on itself.
And today's date is October
16th.
Yeah, and
That's
today's
before.
date is October 16th. So these are supposed to be good for like another 2 months. And right when I was opening these, because I thought, let's not just put them on the plate, let's like put all the food on the plate just to see what they look like. I'm opening this and this is molded. Like that's mold.
It's aged.
That's
Just say you
mold.
don't like
you
blue
guys,
cheese.
Hey,
this
come
is
on. Have some culture. Yeah, that is nasty.
Have some cultures
Oh, come on,
specifically.
babe.
Yeah,
Stop.
you're just setting me up.
Oh.
So they've been saying for the advertising for Lunchly that it's real cheese, it's, you know, more natural or whatever. But there's probably a reason why Lunchables has so much preservatives and
Right. I did
stuff
see a
in it.
viral
The
tweet.
calories
That was
are-
like there was like Lunchly's like main thing was that we use real cheese, and now they're finding out why people don't. This happens in the tech industry a lot, where it's like people reinvent the wheel because
Yeah.
they go, it's dumb that the incumbent. No, and who cares? Like, I'm not talking about Lunchables as if it's like this paragon of good food or whatever,
right.
but it's just it's very common to confidently be like, the way that it's currently done is bad and we're going to do it differently. And then to reverse engineer yourself back into, you know, like Uber is like cabs are bad. And now now that Uber has made like ruined cab industries in a lot of markets, now Uber is like comparable, if not worse, you know, because it's
They're
like
realizing
so much more
why
expensive.
cabs are the way they are.
We're
And then
going
cynically,
to.
that was always the plan. What else we got? Oh, well, I saw something on Twitter that I wanted to talk about briefly. Can we pull up the costume contest? I want to get everybody's opinion on this.
Respect.
Dude got third place for this costume. How's that fair? Click the first image. Costume contest winners. So he got third.
How?
I don't even know what
What's
the middle
number
one
two?
is.
Or wait, number one.
Number one is what, Wednesday, right?
Yeah, sure. That's number 2, I think.
Oh.
I think number one's in the middle.
Are they doing Olympic?
Yeah. I think they're doing Olympic style. Yeah, because he has no. It is first. Yeah. So
second
Wednesday
place.
with a skull.
What is second?
What is
place?
second place?
Is third place a regular man that was severed in half? Or is it a famous guy I haven't heard about
I
getting cut
thought
in
that
half?
maybe they gave him third place because he was actually severed in half, and they were like, "Well,
He dresses as a golfer.
it's a pretty good costume, but you know, you are split into 2 halves."
That is pretty cool, I guess.
So
Wednesday doesn't wear glasses, you stupid idiot.
okay.
I don't
She shouldn't be allowed to go to school.
understand where his body is.
That is what I'm saying. That's why it's such a good costume.
It might be 2 kids.
And even like the way his feet are pointed are like, what?
It's like very like mind bending, and I feel like a lot of craftsmanship goes into this costume.
Where do you reckon he begins?
Yeah, where's his-
So I can't find it, but
Pelvis.
there are replies where people were drawing like the outline of like his body, and it's so funny.
He looks like a Stussy ass.
I fell off my bookmarking game. I used to bookmark everything I saw just in case I needed it.
What is that radio on the front of his pants? What's going on
No,
there?
it's a fishing pole.
So was
It's
there a
a
famous
fish-
fisherman that got bit in half or something? What is this?
Wait, can we scroll the replies for a second?
What if it's like, yeah, this is what happened to my uncle.
Do you know about the goonch?
Sorry.
What?
Sorry, so it's-
Anastasia, you have
You-
to stop.
you've
that
gotta
mess like
stop
this.
with this.
The goonch is this massive catfish that does chomp people in half.
currently does?
Yeah,
Like, wait, when you say, do you mean, is it a specific catfish or breed of catfish?
it's a breed of
Okay,
cat.
I
I thought
guess-
it was a guy.
I think it's in India or something.
Okay, these
You have
fucking
to find him.
blue checks. God.
Oh, God, wait. Do you remember when you sent me a meme the other day on Twitter and all of the replies, I was just sending you screenshots, devastatingly unfunny. All of them were like, this is exactly what would happen.
Like, why am I seeing?
Yeah.
Why am I seeing? He was supposed to win this easily. 400,000 impressions, 1,000 likes, and then a reply that says "for real." 141 likes, 400,000 impressions.
Who the fuck were the first 2 even supposed to be? Has 6,000 likes. The first one. Who's the third one? I don't know who this guy is. He has to be a fisherman, right?
Okay, I wish I had saved it, but there was some funny replies, but you can't find any of the funny replies.
One of them just says, it's not
Yeah.
fair. I like that. They're all just saying he should have been the winner. That is the premise. They pulled a reverse racism card. 37,000 likes.
Yeah. Yeah, people are saying it's
come
reverse
on.
affirmative action or something.
Yeah, that's why there's a white girl in the number one. You get to...
Or wait, reverse.
Yeah, reverse racism is the weird term people use for...
He got
when it's
third because
against
he's
white
white
people.
and they're prejudiced against white people.
The first place got.
Yeah, they're not that prejudiced. They're a little bit prejudiced.
Okay, so then
These are the tier of people.
So then actually this is the next thing I wanted to look at. This app is genuinely the worst. Pre-2023, I could have scrolled and found out how the hell little Timmy managed this. But instead, all I'm seeing is a sea of blue checks from bots and farming accounts repeating the same thing in hopes to make it enough of a payout to buy a sandwich.
Dude, this is
or a
so...
lunchly.
Wait, does this by any chance have the replies explaining how?
No, so I have it.
Oh, thank goodness. The weird part is that his feet are facing away, and I'm struggling with
But
that.
he's just twisted.
He's messed up. He's twisted.
He's kind of messed up in
He's
the head.
Joker style.
You can tell he watches Family Guy.
Yeah, and South Park stuff. And
South Park,
my dad
yeah.
won't let me do that, but I did see an episode at my cousin's house, half an episode before he found out I was doing it and took away my copy of San Andreas. And I was like, this is why so serious?
Right.
Family Guy.
I was like dancing on some stairs the other day, and I thought about how,
As you do.
as I do,
You were
'cause I was
inselling
just-
about.
Well, just because my brain is such a dark and twisted place.
Well, this is
Yeah.
affirmative action. They let a black child do it.
How to create this DIY optical illusion half a body costume. Grab an oversized shirt and pants. You are going to cut behind the knees on the pants and behind the shirt on the back.
Okay.
Next, cut out
Tell
your
me what I'm gonna
cardboard to fit the waist of the pants and hot glue it to the inside of the pants.
Hot glue, of course.
Grab some tissue and hot glue it to the cardboard, then add some paint for details.
This is for guts.
Oh.
This is starting to
Hot glue a
go
rock to the corner of the t-shirt to weigh it down.
5 minutes crafty.
Then flip your body in the shirt through the cut in the back.
Respect.
Stuff the legs to make them fluffy,
That's a
then put
great
your
shirt, by
legs
the way.
inside the holes in the pants. Now you're
Okay.
half a body.
So,
But-
go back.
But how though with the
So
standard?
I followed every step of this, and then that like,
makes sense.
Makes sense to me,
and then
and then it still doesn't make sense to me how he did it.
and then he teleports to the side.
Yeah, and then if you just cut even to this girl, like go so like
So that
well,
She's-
so like
her
here-
legs are not in there.
yeah, her
She's
her
a liar.
legs are just behind the couch.
yeah, I don't like lying, I guess. But that other kid
I
is stood in
think
full frame.
He's like
Yeah, he's leaning.
literally leaning.
He's doing the
over,
Donald
twisted.
Trump lean, so to speak.
Do you think in motion, it's like in video form, the kid falls over right after that? They caught him in, yeah, like he's falling.
So like
Oh,
he's
come on,
he's
mate.
leaning over to the side. His shirt, maybe he's got a rock in it so that it's dangling. So it
The
like
rock part
looks
is funny.
a little like yeah. And then
I'm gonna feel so bad if he just got chopped in half.
I still don't get it. I've had it explained to me. I can see his legs going into the back of the pants. Still don't get
But
it.
why is he an angler? I know I'm getting stuck on that, but like, he's also a golfer. He's a golfer fisherman.
Okay, so I still don't have the answers. Even though I have the answers, I don't feel like I have the
So
answers.
you know what else I could imagine is that this is his left leg, and he's tucking his right leg behind.
I don't know. But he deserves first place in my book.
Because of reverse racism, kind of screwed him over, you know, with that
Yeah.
white woman.
Yeah,
He
the
tricked that
reverse
white girl.
racism meant that the Wednesday cosplay gets first. I think that they thought that the black kid got first place, and so then they immediately jumped to racism.
They before even reading, they just
Yeah,
like,
they didn't
I
even
would
try.
love for people to tell us what the middle costume is.
Maybe I should get this.
this the middle costume.
He's like, duh, he's dressed as his grandpa. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like,
Wait, oh, maybe he's dressed as like the principal or something. That like it's a novelty one.
Oh,
that-
it's like there's a teacher in the school or something.
So at another elementary school recently, these kids voted to name their school after their lesbian janitor,
what?
who apparently
you can vote to name your
works
school
really hard.
That's so cute.
When
Yeah.
there's a vote.
Wait, so
Sometimes.
what if the janitor had only been there for a year and she quit?
Yeah, that would. I mean, I
Or
would.
had she been there for a really long time and that's
And then
don't
this
really
caption
know.
says that she does the work of 5 men, which is very
Sounds like a hero.
sounds like a story,
With
like
the
a
strength of
like
five
Paul
dragons.
Revere or whatever.
so
Wait, can we
kinda
watch the video?
sexist.
Yeah.
Has
That's
to be
such a little boy.
someone that you just know would be right.
That makes you think of when you think of good.
Throughout history, there have been many national figures who
These are
fit
the
that
teachers.
bill. Also, lots of famous Missourians who would have been great choices to celebrate and inspire. But in the end, they went with Claudine Wilson. Who is
Why
that,
does he
you
look like
ask?
that?
You wouldn't believe.
Oh, relax.
I'm not going to
Meet
believe this.
school custodian
I don't believe it.
Claudine Wilson.
No, I don't believe it.
You
Sorry.
can get her like a vacuum and she'll appreciate it because she really likes cleaning.
This is like when kids are like, my mom loves cleaning.
Yeah,
You're
she
like,
loves
"No,
it.
she
Can't get it out.
doesn't."
Get her a
motherfucker does-
vacuum. She'll say thank you.
This motherfucker doesn't know what jobs are. She's
You get her a
always
vacuum.
cleaning.
She's like, I'm gonna eat that.
She is obsessed with cleaning. Every time I see her, she's cleaning.
Like we're here doing school, and she's just like cleaning. It's crazy. She just loves it.
One of the teachers like, well, these kids love doing the alphabet. Yeah. They're obsessed with school. Do you know what I mean? Though that's such a little boy.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a sixth sense
like a-
kid.
Mhm.
One of the direct to DVD Home Alone movies.
Focus is
And she's just really dedicated herself to this school.
So much so that over the past 30 years, she has taken on a busload of
Oh,
additional
wow.
responsibilities.
She's also whipping. Okay.
From transportation coordination.
Okay, she deserves it.
She's ghostwriting. Cool.
Didn't know she was
Lunch duty
also the bus
to
driver. What is?
landscape.
Why not? Why just
What is going on?
Operations.
Yeah, dude,
to
name
fill
the
in.
city after her.
Sweetburg School, janitor speaking.
Okay, well, it was called
And the next
Sweetburg.
thing I know, I was leaving at 6 in the morning and getting home about 7:30 at night.
Oh my goodness.
And what's your motivation for doing all that?
Kids.
Okay.
The kids that your
Love
heart.
cleaning.
Wait, yeah. Wait, that guy's like, why wouldn't you just be a news anchor?
What about investing in your stock portfolio?
Crypto instead.
Yeah, I don't understand why you would. I was worried that she's taking the high road here, because she could have just been like, I have bills to pay, Brian Williams or whatever.
Senator.
Yeah,
Also,
like
maybe the school's not funded. Maybe that's why she has to take on like 2 or 3
Yeah,
jobs.
I'll
that
push
is-
back against maybe.
that is always the look, our teacher, she got all the class decorations out of her own budget. That's
What a
so
sweetie.
nice.
That's not nice.
These teachers like don't have. I remember we didn't have a budget for staples at my school.
Yeah, they just nothing subsidized here, right? Like ever, like especially elementary
and there's
school.
just like not funding, and so then people would like bring in stuff from home, and this was decades ago at this point.
yeah. Like,
This is simultaneously heartwarming and
Horrible.
yeah, just
Yeah.
because like I don't like the janitor should not have to work a 13.5-hour day.
if they have merited having a building named after them, they probably merited more money.
Well, that's what I was
Exactly,
gonna
yeah.
say. Hey, instead of spending the money to put her name on this building, give her that money.
Give her the
How about
building.
that?
Sell at the school.
Or, yeah, if she's doing the work of 5 men, pay her the wage of 5 men.
So odd. I mean, I get why every single teacher I know is staying in the profession because it's the craft they have and or it's like the craft they love or loved and it's kind of been
Yeah, or
knocked
they're
out of them.
not moving. They're moving out of the profession because of
That's-
how
Yeah.
difficult it is to like earn a living wage.
My aunt has
school
been
name?
a teacher for decades, and she just quit because she was like, my mental health
Yeah.
can't. She got so little support from
Yeah,
the school and the district
Ugh.
that she was like giving kids like so much help and so much of her like emotional energy that she was like, I can't do this anymore. At some point I need to take care of myself.
yeah.
And it sucks. They lost a teacher
Yeah.
with experience and
It's like those movies where the teacher like notices something is going on at home and then they take a kid under their wing and it's like, okay, but we need more resource. Like just like the cop shouldn't be called for like mental health,
yeah.
you know,
There should be a function,
situations.
yeah.
The teacher who's already underpaid shouldn't have to take on additional jobs, or the janitor shouldn't have to take on additional jobs.
Right.
And it's like, it's one of those things where we like, in the same breath, celebrate and uphold teachers as like the sort of foundation of our society, because they're raising the next generation and teaching the next generation, and then just don't pay them a wage that earns that reverence. And it's almost like we're thanking them for the thankless job of earning less money than they could do, taking on additional stress.
Thankless job has been like rebranded as a complimentary term.
Yeah.
Like, thank you so much for making this sacrifice. Like,
it's like
it's your fault. It's a sacrifice.
Yeah.
It's your fault. It's a sacrifice.
You don't stop saying like, wow, they were brave enough to do a thankless job.
And then
like, well,
also
maybe
people are like, I'm on TikTok. They're the unschooling people are like, yeah, I'm not going to take they don't even learn anything at school. Well, okay. That is like a self-fulfilling prophecy because of all the problems that we've talked about. Anyway.
This kid's wearing the shoes on the wrong feet.
We could go on.
But they're unschooled. I mean, I'm dumb as a brick and extremely underschooled, but that's just because I think I had a resentment towards the system and the environment, mostly because of the compromises the teachers were making, the degree to which they were overworked, the quality of the, like, not necessarily the education or the intelligence of the teachers, but the time they had with us and the resources they had to teach us. Maybe it's different in private school, I don't know, but I suspect probably not.
I went to public schools all through my schooling, and I had lots of really great teachers and lots of, like, I wouldn't be where I am today if it weren't for those teachers, because I didn't have a lot of like guidance when it came to like what to do with my studies and with my how to position myself for like college. That wasn't something that was like in the cards for me. Like I wasn't thinking about that.
And how to present yourself too, and like
how to present myself for that. And it was just like I was lucky enough to like have like the thing that I got really lucky with, other than having, the teachers like that I did have, was just like doing well on standardized tests as a young person. And so then, I got flagged as like, gifted, one of the gifted kids, and then which is a thing in America. It's like a whole like terminology,
which is its own messed up thing.
It's its own messed up thing.
Not intellectually mid.
Yeah. Oh, dude, don't even get me started. Well, anyway, I'm started. But but that was all I brought to the table. And I had so many people kind of telling, oh, you should do this. You should take this class. You should apply for this program. And that kind of was able to like put me in a position where I was able to kind of, actually be in a position to go to a good college and get a good job and kind of like build myself up. And I, in my personal life, have gotten a lot of credit for what I've done as an individual, but I can never see myself outside of the sort of guidance that I received from adults, many of whom were teachers that were like out. And this is no shade to like my family, but my family life was not super directed. And there was a lot of like tumult there. And there's
other responsibility,
and there's other responsibilities, but as far as academics and sort of anything to achieve in that regard, it was all from people who owed me nothing at school, or friends or parents or whatever, just people who just randomly would just like give me some advice or take me under their wing or do whatever. And like all of that stuff really compounded and led to much greater outcomes than I think I would have otherwise seen in my life. So I'm very, supportive of, teachers, of social safety nets,
and I mean, like though they might not ever reach the like degree of, they don't have as much time with the kids as a parent would, at least like casually, not even necessarily hours. I mean, you're at school more than you're at home in waking hours. But like shout out to Mr. Roseberry, for example. That's like the idea of private school terrified me, so I never even took the test. Like, you don't pay for it. In the UK, if it's not like a private school, like there's like a placement one that you just have to pass test for. But it was all boys, and I'm like, I don't know, the boys scare me. All boys scare me. I don't want to play rugby. And then Mr. Roseberry in my regular public school, he was the first man I can think of that I like understood how you can perform as what seems like a confident guy without being the rugby playing guy and without being the pint with lunch kind of guy.
Right.
He was just like a smart, nice science study guy. And that was the only class I really liked when I was young. And he was unprompted, told my, I wasn't doing well. Like it wasn't like there was some kind of merit that made him talk to my mum, but he spoke to my mum and was like, this is how Jordan likes learning. He really gets excited about something, and if you present it in an enthusiastic way, and it doesn't really matter what it is. It's like some of the more mundane things that the other kids don't like. If you present it to him in like a practical, apply it as soon as possible way, and that was like him and Janice from my when I was getting my like equivalent of a, what is it if you don't
GED?
finish school? Yeah, when I was getting my GED equivalent, because I didn't get it in regular school. Janice was this. I was getting terrible grades in her class, but she encouraged me with the D I got from her. She encouraged me to apply to college because why not? At the time, I was like, not in a million years. I have no interest in doing that. My mom dropped out. Doesn't sound fun. Don't like regular school. And now, in retrospect, just the idea that I could, and there's no reason not to. And she wrote me a like glowing recommendation. I got into my college, and I was did bad in college. But actually, no, I guess I did all right because I got a decent grade. I've never really thought about that. I was bad at doing it.
Me too.
I did not go to a class in my last year. Not what I refused to, and they're like, "We'll kick you out." I'm like, "No, you won't. I'm paying you money. Leave me alone."
Yeah.
Shout out Janice. Shout out
Janice. Shout out Mr.
Roseberry, which is
what
like
a British name.
I know. He sounds made up. Like it sounds like what's? Hello, it's me, Mr. Roseberry. I've got a class. He didn't sound like that.
The eligible bachelor is Mr. Roseberry.
Yeah, big top hat.
The Roseberries.
I'm here to do science, which here in the past is like walking a long time or something. Running.
I'll give a shout out to Mr. Vickers, my technology teacher, who was mean to me, but encouraged me because I was in like there was like a magnet program that was like technology focused. So we like took all these like computer classes in like 6th and 7th grade. And I like learned how to learned like Adobe Flash and Photoshop and Dreamweaver and shit when I was in like 7th grade. And
shout outs to Newgrounds for me doing the same.
Yeah. Mr. Vickers would drink a pint. He would drink a pot of coffee every day.
Respect.
And he would always call me Travis, which isn't my name, but he knew what he was doing. And
was he just cooking you? He
was just cooking me. And then he would also like give me, basically I could just like fuck around on computers during his like period. So that turned out to be a lifelong career fucking around on computers for me.
Yeah. Which is
he passed away a couple years ago. So shout out.
Big shout out.
I want to give a shout out to Mrs. Abel. She was my 7th grade English teacher, and she did this whole thing on poetry that got me writing poetry. And I got so into writing poetry just in my free time. And I recently found my journal, and the poetry is so bad.
Wait, I think Anastasia, you just texted me. Let me read it real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Roses are blue. Bad start. Roses are blue. Roses are blue. It's just that 3 times. That is bad, actually.
It's actually, you just don't get it because it's actually avant-garde poetry.
Yeah, it's like contrasting. It's a bit of an anti-poetry.
Yeah, I'm like taking forms and structures and breaking them down.
You're breaking them down, yeah.
Right. So there's
like you're breaking down the rose, and now it's blue.
It's like a postscript that says,
the
this
rose
was
is
not
blue.
Like outsider art or experimental or confrontational in any way.
Oh, yeah.
Why would I write that in 7th grade?
Yeah.
Have you guys heard about the controversial candle from Bath and Body Works that's been talked about?
No.
I think I might not be currently following the Google search results for candle.
Yeah, I'm not on Bath and Body Works talk right now.
I did uncover.
We're old, we don't keep up with this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did uncover that there is apparently a very large following of Bath and Body Works fans.
Is this like because I think of Bath and Body Works is very like millennial plus, but is this a Gen Z following?
Yeah, I think
or
of this as like sur la table.
I think it's kind of both. Like,
that's really nice.
Just people who are always like really following. I'm trying to like think of like what you could compare it to.
Oh, like the like in my mind, I just thought of like the evolution of the Stanley Cup people.
Oh,
it's
yes.
like Stanley Cup people.
Yeah.
So I want to show you guys this candle and see if you guys can come up with why people are upset about it.
We should preface by the fact that Jacob is a candle guy. You're.
It's called Snowed In.
Ooh.
It's the clan.
They're here. They're back.
Oh my god, dude! Tis the
How
season,
could it
dude. This is like
happen?
a Halloween scare. This is not meant to be a scary candle.
It's
I
a
don't like
Christmas
Halloween.
candle.
Oh, Christmas.
It
Interesting.
should be a Halloween candle.
So
guess a
I
winter
see that
candle.
it's trying to be a fan. I think.
It's
it's
trying
a
to be a paper snowflake.
snowflake.
Oh,
show the whole one.
Oh, then it failed so
Yeah.
badly. I thought it was like a fan.
I feel like doesn't the
it just looks like a bunch of clan robes.
I feel like the
And
human
it's called
brain-
Snowed In.
Isn't the human brain like, specifically engineered to
snow.
always see face? Like that's the
Yeah.
first thing you could interpret a cloud as a face or a Emmy image. Two, I would look at this internally at Bath and Body Works maybe and just go like, I don't like it because it just looks like a bunch of faces. Even if I then didn't consider it looks like a bunch of Klansmen, I would just go like, no, weird look, makes me uncomfortable.
Also, you know that I think it's called trypophobia, where you see a bunch of dots and it makes you think of
Tryptophobia.
trypophobia.
Crypto.
So it's like it's what you're talking about because
I know, I hate it.
the
I do
dots feel
struggle with
like
that.
eyes or whatever.
There's I am made especially uncomfortable when it's asymmetrical, when it's a lot of holes in like different sizes and over a different kind of texture. Please don't look at it.
I like how Jacob was like, let's see if you can tell if what the controversy.
Look out, Jarvis! It's a bunch of ghosts.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
So yeah, people
Snowed in.
noticed that it looks,
Because they have eyes.
Yes.
because they have eyes.
They've
Yeah.
got to hire people that
It
can
is
see it. Bath and
so
Body
scary.
Works.
Even if you don't think of the clan, it's still scary.
It looks like a bunch of ghouls.
yeah.
God,
Yeah.
maybe somebody designs this and then it comes out and they're like, "Sorry, the what?
Right.
Excuse me? That's racist." Anastasia, you're familiar with the...
Why
This
didn't they
doesn't
just
even-
use a real snowflake instead of a paper snowflake?
Yeah, I don't get it because snowflakes don't look like
They
this.
don't have
No.
little eyes. It's so weird. Well, I guess one of them has to, of all ever.
A snowflake because every single one is
I don't
different.
Well,
believe
this is
that.
maybe this is a
think it's
metaphor
8.
for all you liberals
Excuse me?
being offended by
He is
everything.
snowflake.
Yeah,
You're
it's
fucking
actually...
snowflake.
Oh, being a snowflake.
Jacob, you like this or you think it's bad?
Okay.
Behold, this is Bath and Body Works' most recent scandal. Meet the candle. And why is it called the candle, you ask? Because the design
don't.
of this candle resembles a certain triple K letter group. Or at
Okay.
least that's what social media is saying. Now, from my research, I believe this is supposed to be a paper snowflake, which looks like this, and
Thanks.
this, and
Yes.
this.
Thank
And
you.
as you can see, none of these really look like the Ks. In fact, this one's my favorite because it looks the most like a snowflake, and I think this would have been really cute on the candle itself.
That's my
But I did an
favorite.
experiment. I photoshopped the eyes away, and I think this could pass for a paper snowflake. But I do find it interesting that nobody caught that.
It still looks bad. Like
It's a group of long, pointy white heads.
because I just think it's. Am I the only one who thinks it looks like a fan?
Well, I was going to say purely from a design standpoint, why did they make it so you're only seeing a portion?
Because you're only seeing half of it.
I want to see more of that snowflake.
It's
like,
quite off-putting, just proportionally. That's a lot of
Yeah,
fan.
because if they didn't cut it off at the each of the Klansmen's torsos, then you would have like your mind wouldn't have completed it as a body.
right.
Yes,
well,
yeah.
and I feel like regardless, you don't know what this is. It could be a flower. It could be a fan. It could be
Why
like,
is it a paper?
Yeah,
What
wait,
does
that's a
paper
really good point.
have to do with anything?
maybe the candle smells like paper.
I would hope it smells like snow.
Don't put paper near the candle.
That's a good
That's
point.
the worst
That's
place
a
for it to
real
be.
good point.
Also, another thing not to put near a candle: ice, snow.
These are all inappropriate. First of all, did you She opened this by saying, "This the latest controversy."
She did say
from
the
Batman.
latest.
What happened last time? It's just a bunch of tiki torches coming out of a candle.
There is another. Wait, how did she open this? She said, "Behold." Wait, can you go to the beginning?
Witness.
Behold, this is
The prophecy.
Behold is great.
This was as the prophecy.
Wait, what's the name of
dictated.
this creator?
Ashley Epico.
Shout out to Ashley.
Shout outs for doing journalism on.
So then Bath and Body Works responded by being like, "Oh yeah, that's not great." You know, they acknowledged it.
Okay.
And
cool.
so what they decided to do was to have the candles were already in stores. People were already buying them.
Oh, sorry. I was poking Jarvis.
Yeah, I was like, what's going on?
Hey, guess who?
Candles were already in stores. People were already buying them. And so what they decided to do was have the employees of their stores take the candles and smash them to pieces.
What? What? You could have given me 1,000 guesses. It's just a candle. Take off the label.
They had the employees rip the labels off.
Word.
And then smash the candles to pieces.
That
You've
seems
already solved the
spiteful.
problem.
That seems like angry. Do you know what I mean?
They're like, they
hate
had them gently patch the hole in the jeans, and then they put them through a shredder.
Wait,
which
why did?
many people
where's the
pointed
photo
out
from?
is like so wasteful. Like you could just remove the labels and donate them, or you could relabel them.
You could melt them back down.
Exactly, and instead they smashed all the containers and threw the candles away.
I'm so confused. Okay, so I understand this is a thing that products do for insurance, right? Because they want to be able to write it off as a loss or whatever, and it's an unfortunate byproduct of capitalism and also just the way that our the flow of money works or whatever. So like the incentives are misplaced, right? Like the incentive shouldn't be to destroy the product. But my question is like, how hard was it to send a sheet of stickers to every store and have them sticker over?
I bet they did some calculations and that was more expensive and not cost efficient enough. And so they were like, well, we'll just smash them.
So that's the thing, because I'm thinking about like,
because smashing them is
labor-
a tax write-off.
smashing them is a tax write-off, but it's also labor.
Mhm.
That's true.
And like, and I was thinking, okay, other
Potentially
labor,
hazardous labor,
hazardous
smashing
labor,
glass?
smashing glass. But I'm also like, okay, yeah, you don't send them back. That's tough, you know, because then you have to, or maybe I can imagine how it's hard to like send them all back and do a recall or something like that. And so I'm like, oh, well, relabeling them feels like,
That's
you know,
labor and you can sell them.
you can sell them and your employees don't have to smash glass.
And
And-
you're already in optics trouble. This is weird.
Or if you donate them, it's a different tax situation. It's not a loss.
Also,
If
just
you-
take the label off and leave it. It's not ideal, but it's something.
But if you relabel them, that also feels like people might want to buy that as a like, how funny I got the
Yeah,
relabeled
'cause
candle.
Also, it's the candle. Nothing about this candle is unique. It's just a fucking 3-wick candle, and it looks like any other candle when the label's not on it. So the fact that they've been smashed up.
This feels like a little bit like PR brain poisoning. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I've probably talked about it before, but there is a habit within marketing and partnerships and like external facing brand things where people are scared that that everyone is afraid that anything could fall apart at any moment, right? Like the world is random, it gets confusing. Every marketing department for a large brand does not matter. They are officially useless. It is Bath & Body Works is post needing ads on TV. Doesn't matter anymore, but they have marketing departments and marketing departments feel like they're going crazy. So the social media for Bath & Body Works does not shift the needle on their income ever, but it has to do stuff. So when it sees this and a tiny fraction of people would be disincentivized from buying it because of that, like the labor of smashing that glass and potentially getting a single lawsuit out of somebody that gets caught does not offset. These candles were going to sell. White people go to Bath & Body Works. Most people don't look at it and think that. It's like a very kind of naive understanding of social media. They see the pushback of a few thousand tweets and they think like, oh, we have to do something.
One particularly interesting thing to me, though, is that subreddit has 100,000 members.
Top 2%, baby. 77
the
online.
r/Bath and Body Works. And then there's posts like product longevity has gone to shit as of late.
That was one of the
Rant.
previous controversies before whatever. You know what they could do? Just say it's a bunch of ghosts. Do
That's true.
Halloween.
Spooky for the October season.
Oh, the
What's
KKK.
scarier than the KKK? Yeah.
Run!
So then also, a few people were able to purchase this candle before they took it off the
I
shelves.
want it now.
Unfortunate
And
name.
it's being sold for like $350.
Oh, fuck off.
To
get a KKK candle.
Racist
KKK
disposable
candle
icon.
is very funny.
Candle.
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 I worked in retail when I was in high school, and we did have to destroy a lot of product. And I was a little stinker, and I often would just take it home.
Oh,
I mean, I think that's ethically the right thing to do.
I think you could probably
legally, not legal advice. But
Yeah, I'm not gonna say who I worked for just in case they come after me.
Blessings upon you, my child.
I do hate. Okay, I want to talk about this on a grander scale at some point. But resale culture sometimes, I get it for like collectibles, but sometimes my eyes roll because people turn into like small business tyrants where they're like, I know what I have. If you don't know what this candle is, do yourself a favor and Google search it. Very few in existence, as it was pulled from the shelves immediately and destroyed. $350 or best offer.
10.
Like, can we? Okay, let's just do something that is going to give us a approximate of the true market value of this, because this is Facebook Marketplace where everyone is unreasonable. Can you go to eBay? Sold items. Okay, so wow, for just the label, people are paying. So this is not unreasonable. People are paying $50 for the label,
which is not brand new, by the way. It's much as brand new. That's as unnew as it could be.
They're selling the official candle at $300.
Do you think that's an employee that tore the label off, kept it?
Probably.
Legend.
Okay, there's a thing people do where they go, read description. Let's read the description on this. On the one that went for 70. Well, that's fine too. Scroll down. No, okay. Scroll down. Yep, read the description. Label is damaged. Be sure to look at pictures.
It's damaged.
Okay, let's see how the label is damaged.
Oh, it's covered in the KKK.
Yeah, what the hell? Let's go to the other image.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
It's so damaged.
$200. What is wrong with people?
Yeah, they kind of fucked up the clan, though.
This is absurd.
Kind of messed with
Now,
the clan.
I am
Hell
a
yeah.
person who owns a lot of collectible items. A lot of it's cardboard.
None of it's KKK.
None of it. Some of it, maybe.
Huh?
Who knows?
There might be some old racist magic cards.
There are.
Oh, there are some good ones.
I have a copy of Reparations in my binder. There's a lot that Wizards was like, these are now banned because they're just considered they don't exist anymore.
Our B.
So this is wild. This is wild and wacky. But I mean, if people are willing to pay for it, what am I to say?
I mean,
I just think it's unwise.
Yep, it's a candle.
When this exact candle is sold next year with a different label,
it's sold next month with a different label.
With exactly the same external thing. Like, I don't know, guys. I guess you can buy a $50 label to put on it.
The person who bought it for
These are being faked because they're so viable and in demand right now.
Most people doing this, it is just, hey, hopefully they've got random disposable income, comfortable suburban house, and they're like, oh, this would be fun.
Yeah, I mean, if someone's gonna buy it for that, like, whatever. You're like, if someone says that my empty cup of coffee is worth $500 and someone's willing to pay for it, like, well, sure, go, enjoy.
But if the empty cup of coffee had some Third Reich imagery on it or something, if the Klan was on my coffee.
It is a little odd that given the reason this one was banned, people are like, I have to.
I would love to have that. Like if the logo was twisted in a way that made it look like a swastika, and people are like, that would be great to have in my house.
I'll put this in my house.
I would love to look at this and
like,
show
wow,
people.
I love your candle. I paid $600 for it.
That's right. It reminds me of my my ancestors.
All right. Well, that was interesting. I've got to go actually because I have an auction ending soon.
What are you getting?
Candle.
Oh, nice. That's cool. I didn't know they kind of sold those. It's not.
Oh yeah,
rare,
they
is
sell
it?
candles.
It's like
no, it's not rare.
gourmet.
Why would it be rare. It's just a few $100s.
Right, one of a kind gourmet kind of candle type thing.
Yeah, no, it's actually just the label of a candle.
Oh yeah, well, the glass is smashed.
It's broken, but no biggie.
It's broken, but
but
only,
it's brand new.
It's broken, but it's only $700. So
Oh, great. I
it's
actually
kind of a steal.
I'm actually going to a costume contest, and I'm wearing a thing I saw on a candle, a ghost that I saw on this candle.
Yeah, a little ghostly candle.
Pretty scary.
I bought a like a white mage outfit for
Ooh, cool.
for medieval times.
That's gonna be really scary.
For the Renaissance fair, and I put it on, and I said I can't wear this. I actually.
This is a real thing you did.
This is a real thing that I did.
If there's anyone that can.
Yeah, it's not me. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you what.
That's gonna make you. I wonder what that would feel like if you're like, so you're a white person. Oh, the dream.
Well, so the thing is, like the model, it's like they Photoshop it to look like it fits, or because it was like a formless sheet.
It's
basically
neck down. It's over the.
Yeah, no, it had a hood. Unfortunately, it did.
One of the most famous hoods.
Yeah, it was, and it's just like it wasn't like the photos didn't look like it was a Klansman, but I certainly did.
That's very wise on the side of the marketing, probably. Is to
Yeah,
avoid
so I
Klansmen.
bought it, tried it on at home, looked at myself in the mirror one time, took it off, threw it away.
You can't even donate that.
No,
You don't
because it
want
would
someone else
give the
wearing
wrong
it.
idea.
How about a Klansman getting home being like, I made the new uniform. I'm so excited. And they were like, I look like a white mage.
Yeah.
No one's going to laugh at me.
There was like the only thing that differentiated it was like a belt.
That's not enough.
And it was one of those like costume belts where it like is like made out of napkins.
Oh.
It like barely, it like doesn't really work.
It sways in the wind.
Yeah, it just wasn't it.
Does
So
nothing to de-emphasize the clannishness of it.
yeah. So anyway, my auction's ending soon. I am gonna get the candle, and it's not. Look, guys, it's totally above board. It's totally fine.
It's got ghosts on it. It's scary.
It's a collectible. I'm investing.
I'm investing in racism.
I didn't say what candle it was. Okay.
What conversation are they having when a friend comes over?
I
Look what I got.
love your candle.
Honey, look what I bought.
Clandle is so fun to
Clandle is
say.
really solid.
It's like it sounds like the name of like a dopey sidekick or something.
Get out of here, Clandle.
It's like Bat Guy and Clandle.
I can help you out, boss.
Come, my young Clandle.
Oh boy, I forgot my hood.
I've got 3 wicks.
Speaking of Bat Guy, we will be talking about a Bat person
What kind of man?
over on Nightz.
We found a real life Batman, but we don't want to dox him on the main show. So on Nightz, we're gonna look at this guy who fights crime, and he also fights for men's mental health advocacy.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess famously his greatest enemy is very mentally unwell. It's kind of twisted, actually.
Wait, he's mentally unwell too, though.
Yeah, he's not great, is he? But he's a billionaire. Oh, I shouldn't say.
Wait, hold on.
He works with the Wayne Foundation. I don't know him more.
Stop doxing him. You've already doxed his work.
Sorry, I used to be his ward.
Dude, freaking Clandle over here.
So weird that Batman keeps just taking on boys.
That is weird.
A boy.
We end every episode of Sad Boyz with a red dot appears on your
Sir?
We end every episode of Sad Boyz with a particular phrase.
Should we do?
Yeah.
We.
Sorry.
Love.
You.
And.
Sorry. All
Weird.
the pieces are there, you know what I mean?
We, sorry, love.
We, sorry, love.
We're trying to remix.
We love when you're sorry. Catch you later, everybody. Thanks for listening and seeing and watching the show.
Burn your candles in our honor. The costume, 1, looks really good. 2, it is funny because like I'm imagining the world where this is really Batman and like just the Batman having like a Hoobie link to all of his like here's where you can catch me. You know?
Slightly under 1 million followers.
Gucci girl, how you doing? How you moving, girl? Moving, girl. How's your day looking? That future girl, yeah, we on now. Take my money, go away, or you want it? Get you rich from me.